A racist police officer sees Maya at the store and calls her a troublemaker. When Maya tries to brush him off and walk away, the officer delivers a vicious punch to her left cheek, sending her tumbling to the ground. The story takes a dramatic turn when Mike Tyson arrives at the scene ready to unleash his protective fury. It is a beautiful summer morning in a peaceful suburb, and the sun's rays cast a warm embrace over the neighborhood. Mike Tyson, the legendary boxer, now enjoying a more relaxed life, especially with his close-knit family, especially his 19-year-old daughter Maya, whose presence lights up the Tyson home for the duration of. During the summer break, Maya goes to the busy market to get the fresh food her family needs. Her British heritage, which shows in her accent, is a natural balance to the tenderness she inherited from her father. Before going into the crowds of shoppers, Maya's kind-heartedness prompts a quick embrace of her father, a warm gesture that shows how close the family is. With a smile on her face, she says, "I'll be back soon, Dad. How about I bring you some snacks for your movie night? Popcorn, soda, or maybe chips and dip?" This thoughtful offer, along with her sunny personality, leaves a lasting impression on Mike. Mike laughs and says, "Surprise me, Maya, but don't take too long. I might get bored without you around." The banter between father and daughter is a testament to they have a strong bond that has seen them through the ups and downs of their lives. As Maya finds a parking spot in the middle of the market's chaos, she starts shopping for the freshest fruits and vegetables for her family. While she's there, she looks up and sees a familiar face, Officer Riley. Riley's reputation for rude behavior is tainted by claims of racial discrimination. Riley's eyes are hardened with scorn and malice as he watches Maya from a distance, as she has a friendly conversation with a vendor. Maya's friendship with the vendor makes Riley's already grim expression even worse. Without provocation, he walks toward Maya, his feet getting closer and closer until he barks, "Got yourself a permit to be loitering around here." The air was thick with disdain for Maya, and it was clear from the tone of his voice. Maya, who wasn't bothered by Officer Riley's rude behavior, said, "Excuse me, I'm just shopping like everyone else." Her calm and unwavering tone said a lot about her strong spirit, one that wouldn't be scared off by threats. Officer Riley's rising anger slammed into Maya with his words. "Don't get smart with me." Maya saw his eyes burning into her. "People like you always think you're above the rules. You think you can just waltz in here and do whatever you want." Maya stared back, refusing to be bullied and caught in an awkward situation. Maya, ever the diplomat, tried to calm things down by turning away, but Riley's anger was now reaching a boiling point. "If you haven't done anything wrong," Riley steps in front of her, blocking her way. Maya, her voice tense with fear, begs, "Please let me pass. I've done nothing wrong." Riley, his brows furrowed, issues a demand, his voice dripping with authority. "Let me see some ID." Maya, caught off guard by the sudden turn of events, fumbles in her purse for her ID. Riley, his impatience rising, impatiently tells her, "Hurry up, don't make me repeat myself." Maya, sensing the threat of injustice hanging over her, gathers her inner strength and speaks with steely conviction. "I'm not doing anything wrong, officer. You're harassing me. You're abusing your power. I've done nothing to warrant this treatment." Riley leans in closer, his face mere inches from Maya's. "Riley, for you." As Riley's anger turns into a raging inferno, the tension in the air rises, and shoppers' hushed whispers hint at the growing unease that permeates the market. Maya, aware of how bad things have become for her, grabs her phone, determined to record the injustices she sees. Her movements are swift and sure, belying the fear that's stirring in the pit of her stomach. "I'm recording this," she says, her voice clear and unwavering. "I'm recording this." Riley's face contorts into a snarl, his eyes sparkling with venom, and he tells her, "Put that phone down." In response, Riley, whose patience is wearing thin, charges at Maya, his hand darting out to grab the phone. With one brutal motion, He snatches it from her grasp and sends it crashing to the ground, the sound of its screen breaking reverberating through the air. The shock of the moment sends a rush of adrenaline through Maya's veins, and she screams, "You can't do that. You're a police officer. You're supposed to protect people, not assault them." Riley's eyes narrow as he says, "I told you to put down that phone and you didn't listen, Maya." Riley's voice is angry, and Maya is told, "You're going to pay for what you did." Riley strikes Maya hard in the face, and the force of the blow knocks her off her feet, and her body crumples to the ground with a sickening thud. The shocked gasps of bystanders reverberating through the market. Maya, dazed and hurt, clutching her face and pleading for help. Riley's low growl, "No one's going to help you." The brutality of Riley's attack breaks the stunned silence of the witnesses, their anger at the injustice stirring them to action. A bystander, fueled by righteous indignation, steps forward to intervene, his voice rising above the din of the crowd. "Hey, don't do that. She's just a kid. Leave her alone, Riley." Riley is spinning around, his anger burning. "Stay out of this or you'll be next." The shock of the attack still reverberates through Maya's body, her mind trying to process what has just happened. With trembling hands, she holds her cheek, the tenderness and swelling evidence of the violence unleashed upon her eyes. Brimming with tears lock on to Riley's enraged form, the cold truth of the situation slowly dawning upon her. Maya, her voice a whisper, "Why are you doing this?" Riley's words as cold and cruel as his fist sliced through the air, his contempt for Maya palpable in his tone. Riley's gaze, like a piercing blade. "Maybe this will teach you some respect. Next time you think about challenging a police officer, you'll think twice." Maya, her voice is trembling with rage. "Respect? You assaulted me. You're the one who deserves no respect." Meanwhile, in the Tyson household, Mike savors the tranquility of a quiet day at home. Suddenly, his phone, resting on the coffee table, chirps to life, a single notification, interrupting the peaceful stillness. Mike glancing at his phone, curious. Who could that be? As he picks up his phone, the sound of an agitated, panting voice spills through the receiver, the witness's words, urgent and grave, cut through Mike like a knife. His heart lurches, panic seizing him in its icy grip. Witness, his voice strained with alarm, "Mr. Tyson, listen to me. Your daughter has been assaulted by a police officer at the market. You need to get here right now." Mike, his voice towel with fear. "Who's the officer? Is my okay?" Witness, his words a blur of apprehension, "A officer, Riley, sir." In an instant, the serene facade of Mike Tyson shatters, the primal fury that once fueled his boxing career roaring back to life. Without hesitation, he snatches his keys from the table, his fingers gripping the metal so tightly that his knuckles whiten. Mike, his voice a low growl. Riley, the name of his daughters, as silent echoes in his mind, igniting a firestorm of rage that propels him out the door, his movements as fluid and predatory as a panther on the hunt. When Mike speeds into the market, he sees a scene of chaos and worry. His beloved daughter Maya is sitting on the curb, her face marked by the pain of Riley's attack. Tears are running down her cheeks, a stark contrast to the fierce determination she had shown just moments before. The crowd around her is a mix of shock, anger, and sympathy. Some offer comforting words while others rant against the injustice they see. Mike's eyes are blazing with fury as he asks Maya, "Are you okay?" "Riley." And before Maya can answer, the sneering figure of Officer Riley appears from the crowd. Riley's tone is dripping with disdain, and the words hang in the air, making Mike angry. Mike stands tall, and his presence looms over Riley like a titan over an insect. "What the hell did you do to my daughter?" Officer Riley, feeling emboldened by the tense situation, plays the role of the provocateur with relish. His words add a malicious spark to Mike's already raging fire. Riley's mocking laughter curdles the air as she says, "She needs to learn a lesson, and maybe you do too. You think you can intimidate me, Tyson? You're a washed up." The crowd, sensing the quickly escalating situation, starts to leave, making way for the brewing confrontation. Riley launches his attack with a wild haymaker, but Mike, whose reaction has been honed by a lifetime in the ring, slips the punch, his body moving with the fluid grace of a predator, and Riley's face contorted in frustration. Dashed by Mike's poise and agility, Mike's voice chillingly devoid of emotion, delivers a promise of retribution that sends shivers down Riley's spine. Micah's gaze. Like shards of ice wrong move Riley. A hush falls over the square, the tension palpable, as Mike, the former heavyweight champion, towers over the cowering officer. Mike, his voice dripping with menace. You're going to pay for what you've done. In a single devastating motion, Mike's fist lashes out, the force of his blow amplified by years of training and a father's righteous fury. The impact sends Riley stumbling backward, the shock of the hit reverberating through the crowd. The spectators, sensing the tide of justice about to crest, erupt into wild cheers, their voices rising in a chorus of support for the fallen champion's retribution. Some, drawn to the spectacle, seize their phones, capturing the moment on camera, immortalizing the sight of Mike Tyson risen from his self-imposed retirement, defending his daughter. Riley's smoldering mix of fury and humiliation churning within him lashes out with his baton, his eyes brimming with desperation. But Mike, moving with a speed that belies his age, blocks the blow with the finesse of a master. The baton metallic clash against Mike's forearm rings out like a challenge, spurring Mike into action with a flurry of movements. He unleashes a volley of expertly placed jabs that strike Riley's chest, his arms, his jaw. Riley gasping for air enough, Mike, his eyes ablaze with a steely resolve, stands his ground, his voice a grim promise of punishment. Mike, his voice deep, his words a blade. You think you can hurt my family and get away with it? Not today. The words spoken with the weight of a reckoning hang in the air as Mike draws himself to his full height, his shoulders squared, the lines of his body speaking to the lethal strength within Mike, his fists clenched, ready to strike. It's time for you to answer for your actions. The inevitable outcome becomes a brutal symphony of bone-crunching blows, Mike's fists striking like a hammer against an anvil. Riley, outmatched in both strength and skill, staggers and falls, the sheer force of Mike's fury unrelenting in its devastation. Soon the battle is over. Riley lies crumpled on the ground, a bruised and broken figure, defeat a testament to Mike's overwhelming power. Mike panting, his chest heaving. You picked the wrong person to mess with. Riley, in the aftermath of the confrontation, the cries of approaching sirens sliced through the air, heralding the arrival of reinforcements. 2 squad cars screeched to a halt, their tires sending up a cloud of dusty officers, their expressions grave. An assessing survey of the scene. The crowd still gathered around Maya and point to their phones, eagerly showing the recorded evidence of Riley's assault. Officer number 2 stepping forward with a steely resolve locks eyes with Riley, whose prone form trembles in the dirt. Officer number 2, his voice uncompromising. No, Riley, you're under arrest for assault and misconduct. You're coming with us. Riley protesting weakly. He attacked me. The lead officer shoots Riley a withering glare, his skepticism plain to see. Lead officer, his voice dismissive. We have video events evidence that says otherwise. Riley's protests fall upon deaf ears as feigned ignorance. Crumbling beneath the weight of the irrefutable proof, the officers bind his wrists with cold steel cuffs, the clink of metal against metal resonating with a finality that Riley cannot deny. As his LED away by the officers, his pleas devolve into petulant curses. His rage boiling beneath the surface, the sight of his disheveled form escorted from the scene in disgrace is met with the stoic silence of the crowd, their stony expressions a silent condemnation. Turning away from the departing Riley, Mike's eyes find their way to Maya, his expression softening at the sight of his daughter. He pulls her into his arms, enveloping her in a protective embrace, the strength of their connection palpable to those who bear witness. Maya, overcome by a tumult of emotions, buries her face into her father's chest, her body racked with sobs, her gratitude, her love, her relief, all of it pouring from her in a torrent of tears. Maya, her voice choked with emotion. Thank you, Dad. Mike, his words of vow, speaks into the silence that has descended upon the market square. Mike, his voice unwavering, no one messes with. My family ever. As he speaks, the declaration is met with a murmur of assent from the onlookers. His status as a community hero reaffirmed in the face of injustice. In the aftermath of the altercation, the crowd's resounding applause reverberates through the square. The sound and affirmation of Mike's courage and the community's solidarity is like a wave of support buoying Mike and Maya as they rise from the ground, crowd cheering, clapping, and shouting, Tyson, Tyson, Tyson. Maya, her cheeks damp with tears. You're a hero, Dad. Within hours, the footage of the incident spreads like wildfire, the viral nature of social media catapulting Mike and Maya's story to the forefront of public discourse. The damning evidence of Riley's brutality is met with swift and decisive action, his fate sealed by the unforgiving court of public opinion. Riley, stripped of his badge and reduced to a pariah, finds himself on the receiving end of a criminal investigation. As he's led away in handcuffs, the gleeful jeers of those he once terrorized follow him. Like a bitter reminder of his fall from grace, the scene fades out of the marketplace, the tumult of the day's events slowly giving way to a tranquil evening at home. The Tyson residence emanates warmth and comfort, the familiar surroundings a sanctuary for Mike and Maya. In the wake of the ordeal, they sit side by side on the couch, a movie playing on the television. Maya, still shaken by the day's events, leans into her father's embrace, finding solace in his strength and protection. With a hint of levity returning to her tone, Maya breaks the silence, her smile curling mischievously as she playfully nudges her father in the ribs. Maya, her voice teasing, "Hey, so remember those snacks for movie night? I'm starting to think you were just looking for an excuse to avoid spending time with me." Mike, returning her smile, his arm draped around her shoulders. "Oh, really sounds like someone's fishing for a special treat. What do you think?" Maya popcorned. The scene, in its quiet simplicity, is a testament to the enduring love and resilience of a family. As the camera pulls back, it captures the warmth of the flickering television, the cozy furnishings, and the comfort of the embrace shared between Mike and Maya, the audience privy to. The events of the day bears witness to a moment of peace, a respite from the turmoil of the world outside. And in this moment, they are given a glimpse into the essence of what truly matters, the strength of the human spirit, the power of love, and the unbreakable bonds of family.